សួស្តីអ្នកនាង Hello តើយើងអ្នកលេងហ្គេមហ្នឹងតនេះថ្ងៃនេះលេតទៀតហ្នឹង Hello let every day កូនហ្នឹងថ្ងៃនេះរវល់លេតបដ ாய்
យ This scenery is wonderful
តោះនេះយើងតោះ Let's go
surely enough to convince anyone to become a
យើងលើ
wanderer
ជា share ណាជា share អ្នកមួយផង share ក៏បាន react ក៏បាននេះមកណាតែយើងកុំឲ្យខាត់ពេលយើងទៅធ្វើ commission សិននោះនេះម៉ោងប៉ុន្មានហើយម៉ោង9ជាងហ្នឹងជាងនេះ live 1ម៉ោងជាងទៅនេះយើងបិទ live 1ម៉ោងជាងអញ្ចឹងហើយខ្ទង់ម៉ោងទៅម៉ោង10ម៉ោង10នេះម៉ោង10កន្លះហ្នឹងអាច Hi brother អាសារ៉ាស្ត្រី brother ឡាយទៅអូខេឡាយទៅជួបអូនមែនបង brother រវល់មើលកុន brother តែមើលកុនរឿងខ្មោចរឿងមិនញ៉ាំចង់មើលនេះក្មួយខ្ញុំចង់មើលក្មួយ9ទៅមើលណាបង GTX 1660 per លេងបានអត់បាន brother បានមក smooth ណាខ្ញុំ16 ហានៅតែលេងបាន 1660 per easy ហ្មងស៊ីផុយថ្ងៃនេះ level មើលកុនហើយយើង let តិចហើយកៅស៊រីមើលអូខេមើលពីមួយអូនទៀត no not own បដាក្មួយតាបដាក្មួយខ្ញុំតាមើលមួយក្មួយ9ទៅនេះចូលមានទឹកដូរសិនLet's go ដាក់ស៊ីឈោមកសិននេះឃើញដាំមកផ្កាដាំរហូតដាំអត់ចេះនេះសងចេះអត់ចេះដោះសងស្រោចទឹកឲ្យស្រោចរហូតបើប្រើម៉ៅបងប្រើម៉ៅអីល្អម៉េះខ្ញុំប្រើ Razer បាទ Razer គេ did Essential គេ did គេ did header Essential ខ្ញុំប្រើហ្នឹងបាទកុំខ្ញុំប្រើ Logitech វាងាប់នេះវាងាប់ click លឿនណាវា did វាកន្លែង click វាងាប់លឿនណានេះវាខូចលឿនអញ្ចឹងខ្ញុំដូរមកប្រើ Razer តែ Razer អា click អត់ទាំងនេះណាអត់ខូចអាកដាលវិញណាយល់ខូចអាបវលកងកដាលទៅអត់យល់ដែរនេះមកខ្ញុំប្រើស៊ីម៉ៅអស់ប៉ុន្មាននេះ2 3ហ្នឹងតែម៉ៅនេះអីនេះអត់អីទេ click អត់ខូចតែនេះអត់បលុយតិចខ្ញុំលេងខូចកន្លែងចុចកន្លែងចុច click ហ្នឹងអត់ដូចជាខូចខាងឆ្វេងហ្នឹងហើយចុចទៅវា double click ទៅពិបាកលេងទៅខ្ញុំដូរម៉ៅទៅខ្ញុំប្រើ Razer ម្ដង Bill Songly ហើយ level 87 HP 49000ចុំចេះ50000កប់ស្រីម៉ៅតម្លៃម៉ៅក្នុងម៉ានរៀលនេះប្រហែលជាលេខបាននេះម៉ៅហ្នឹងម៉ានរៀលលេខបាននេះទៅ20 30រៀលនេះម៉ៅនេះម៉ៅហ្នឹងប៉ុណ្្នឹងឯង20រៀលឬ25នោះនេះប៉ុណ្្នឹងឯងម៉ៅហ្នឹងRazer ថ្លៃហាអត់អីបាទហ្នឹងមុំអាហ្នឹងទូថ្លៃតែបដាម៉ៅប្រើនេះដូចជាតម្លៃខ្ទង់$20ឬទៅ25បដាតាមហាងហ្នឹងខ្ញុំទិញខឹងប៉ុណ្្នឹងហើយខ្ញុំទិញមួយឈុតទិញទាំងម៉ៅទិញ keyboard តែញ៉ាំថៃនេះតែញ៉ាំថៃកាហ្នឹង
Illusion shattered.
That's gonna hurt in the. I'm going in.
ចង់បានមកបើញ៉ាំកំបងញ៉ាំបានតែញ៉ាំកំបងឲ្យបើដែរមិនតម្លៃហ្មងមកថៃឲ្យបើពីថៃមកផៃធូរថ្លៃជាងនេះដូចតម្លៃយើងបាត់ធូរថ្លៃជាងតែនៅថៃចំណេញបើដែរអូខេឥឡូវមានទៀតហី defeat head child គេណា
Shine down.
No, my sword. Huh?
នៅថៃមាន brand តែ brand ធូរថ្លៃតែ content វាល្អតាបើដែរដូចជា fan តិចហ្នឹងថ្លៃ
Time to act.
ថ្លៃធូរថ្លៃតែ content វាល្អ
Let's light it up.
ខ្ញុំធ្លាប់ប្រើនេះ fan តិចខ្ញុំធ្លាប់ប្រើនេះដូចជាប្រើស្អីគេចាំផ្លេច
Teamwork is dreamwork. Huh? Ring cutter.
តែដល់ brand ហ្នឹងវាកន់បើនេះ
Rain outlines your fate.
វាមិនសូវថ្លៃតែ content វារៀងទទួលយកបានណាក់ fan តិចតែយើងអស់ហើយ Let's go
Time
នៅ
to
ពី
act.
នៅពីនេះទៀតវាយដល់ហើយអាណិតចង់បាន keyboard 60% but now no បាត់ហ្នឹងហើយបាត់ដែរមានតែមានតា
Body and mind.
អា keyboard 60%មានតែបាត់ដែរនៅថ្លៃវាខ្ទង់ប៉ុន្មានទេតែខ្ញុំឆែកមើលអត់ដឹងអានេះសង្ខានមកឆែកមកយូរហើយថ្លៃវាចុះយើងចុះថ្លៃឥឡូវ60%ហ្នឹងស្អាតនេះមាន wireless មានអត់មាន wireless នឹងខ្សែតែបើយើងលេង game យើងយកខ្សែវិញនេះល្អជាងវាមិនសូវ delay 60%ហ្នឹងអត់មានណាំផេតទេគឺទួយស្អាតចុំឯគេហ្នឹងនៅកណ្ដាលព្រៃអញ្ចឹងចុំWhere
Time to act.
ចំមាន quest ទៀតខ្លះឡៃអត់ធ្វើហ្នឹងធ្វើសិនតោះនេះធ្វើសិនតោះ
Body and mind.
អត់មានព្រួយអានេះដូរព្រួយហ្នឹងអត់មានតួអង្គព្រួយបាក់លេងដាក់ធីមយូឡាយ៉ាងនេះយូឡាមានធីមព្រួយយូឡាមកណាយូឡាតោះយើងធីមនេះមកមានទាំងព្រួយមានទាំងសៀល Let's go ចូលឯណាមួយទៀតឯណានេះណាឡាច់បាញ់ហ៎នេះឃើញបាញ់ហ៎អូនោះចំណាក់គ្នាឃើញកន្លែងបើកនេះហ៎បើកកុំឲ្យវាពឹសវាឡើងនេះងាប់វាឡោះនេះមានពឹសអត់មានឡាច់បើកទៅលើសិនណាអូនេះចំអត់ត្រូវមកឡើយអូនេះនៅនេះសោះ No បាយដល់តែបានណាតោះ Let's go
Stabilize.
Wings of darkness, come, sever night from day. I summon.
I'm going in.
Flood of frost. Crush.
មកវិញ
I condemn you.
ប៉ះណា Let's go ខ្ញុំប្រើម៉ៅផេតឯគេរ៉ូនីនឡើង7 year ហើយអត់តន់ទៅណាទេរ៉ូនីននេះបើខ្ញុំប្រើកៅអីរ៉ូនីននេះតាកៅអីខ្ញុំកៅអីរ៉ូនីនតានេះកៅអីអង្គុយ
What do
ពី
we
ឆ្នាំ
have
ជាង
here?
ណាចិត្ត3ឆ្នាំនេះហ្នឹងហើយហី3ឆ្នាំហើយតែតាំង2020 3ឆ្នាំហើយ3ឆ្នាំជាងនេះអីរុននេះខ្ញុំទិញ3ឆ្នាំជាងតែអត់តាន់មានលហែកអីទេគាត់ថាវាស្វិតពូកនេះស្វិតពូកអាពូកនេះអាពូកយឺតខ្សែតែនៅអត់តាន់មានខូចអីទេតែតម្លៃវាធូរថ្លៃទៀតរ៉ូនីនគេថា brand របស់ខ្មែរគ្នាបាញ់ខ្ញុំទិញកាលហ្នឹង
More speed.
គ្រប់ត្រូលផលខ្មែរគ្នា
Time to scout.
ចំអូខេតោះចប់ហើយថ្ងៃនេះអស់ហើយអស់ខ្វែតោះនេះយើងតានេះសិនអស់ commission នេះយើងនៅ promote ហ្នឹងនេះ promote commission សិនស្ដីបដា no one gaming ស្ដីបដានៅក្នុង YouTube ប្រហែល YouTube ខ្ញុំលេចមើល comment នេះភាគច្រើនមាន 3 đồ có 5 món hết rồi
Add Ash. Thank you for complete. Add Ash.
ហ្នឹងនេះហើយខ្ញុំធ្វើ account quest ហ្នឹងហើយទៅ quest តនេះ quest នៅសល់ហ្នឹងខ្ញុំហើយខ្ញុំធ្វើ quest ហ្នឹងធ្វើឲ្យចប់ស្នេះចប់ឲ្យចាំងធ្វើចប់អស់ហើយចាំយើងលេង account តូចហ្នឹងនេះ account តូចថ្មីនេះ account ថ្មី full account ថ្មី full account ថ្មីបើ account ថ្មីមាន5ជីមណាតែលេងសិនណាតយើងលេងសិនបានមាន5ជីមមកដែរថាលេង account ថ្មីបើលេង account ថ្មីយើងលេងពី level តូចមក start new journey ចាខ្ញុំលេង account ធំនេះសិនបើលេងអស់ quest សិនរៀង spy quest សិនចាខ្ញុំលេង account តូចហើយ account ថ្មីមួយទៀតនេះបើអ្នកគ្នាធុញដដែលពេកអញ្ចឹងលេង account ថ្មីទៅវារៀង refresh អារម្មណ៍យើងមែនអស់នេះ account ថ្មី reroll ទៅ reroll គេបើ reroll អីគេញ៉ាត់អត់សូវយល់ reroll មិនតែម៉េច
Want to learn
អ
some
កោនថ្មីខ្ញុំមាន
Favonius blade
មាន
work?
ការសហមួយនេះ
All right.
អកោន
then.
តូចនេះ
I'll
មានការ
teach
សហ
you.
ខ្ញុំវិបាន
Oh,
ការសហ
yes.
មួយ
I'll teach you all
AR
that.
ដូចជា AR 10នេះ
My word.
វាការសហវិបាន early ទៀតកណាឈ្នះ50ទៀតវាលេងបានការសហនឹងការ banner ការសហតើឡើងຕົកចោលអ្នកដែរលេងទេចាំមិនមកចាំយកមកលេងវិញយកមកលេង account ហ្នឹងលេងការសហធ្វើ main មកនេះតែយ៉ាងខ្វែស្អាតមែនទៀតនេះសិគេ static view ហ្នឹងគេ process location when zone painting nè nó sẽ kể nó nè process the location proceed thì lòng to location shown in the painting nhưng mà cần đâu thôi là painting nào chắc nè cái na painting where cái này ini kìนี่เหม็นหรอcho này nắng nó nè này nhọt đằng là nào thế thanh nâu nông cầm nu mấy ta nắng ấy mình nè mấy ta nắng ngày tay ngọt chỉ tích nè đai pra thôi nè bộ nè ta là khởi thuật xí đang na hà hiện đang na thế Paimon found a painting in Vanarandana it could be treasure map cái này mấy nhằng nè hãy chẳng mấy nhằng này mấy nhằng này phải nè này khởi mấy nè nè nắng mấy nọ nè anh nè con này mấy thế này nó khá sâm ta mấy thế chả mùi nè đi đặng maybe mệt võng thế là khởi ta mệt phơi trong nè mệt không nè khá sâm nope tao nên phải chặt khởi đừng nói thế nè map pen năng nó thế reroll năng create account how you wish 5 star bảo bán create mấy tiền chẳng anh chẳng nó cái là con hốt ngói vào đây vào đây nhầm cái muối lấy muối vào đây tôi Việt bán cái đây tôi Việt bán cái nhầm lấy này vào đây đây bị zero 5 star rồi đó nè em sẽ làm cả con cháu nè mà lâu mình khi đang account đó nè khi đang account muối nè account mình xong liên cái trình nè còn vì bạn early bạn xong liên cái trình nó còn nhiều mấy đang leo mới nè lâu nè lẹ con bọn nhóm cao giá rồi lẹ con mình xong lên cái trình nè chồng mà nó bọn đăng khâu nhau lộ bàn man mình cái dòng tên tay nhọt đăng lộ man con vào đời computer RAM man chi bong ban lên game ban đây nhầm recommend oi vào đời đã RAM tông đã RAM lắp vào môi chi vào đời bay chi lão về riêng tôi chứ chắc là vào môi chi ok vào đời lên bàn này explore up ahead anh ấy cái nhầm vó là này nhận đang ná này cho tao này men vô lại cho tao này tự nhiên let's go tao này như anh đi đằng hay tao này đằng men maybe ini ta đang main này ta đang main ta đang hả nè nó này nó ngày tao giờ let's go cho tao แต่นั่นแหละเอาดังโจตามหน้าเนี่ยนั่นโจหน้าเดี๋ยวเราไปจอดเคยเนี่ยเราตอดเคยอย่างเนี่ยนั่งดังตัวตามหน้าเคยอย่างอัพเราอย่างเงี้ยน้องเนี่ยตามกราว maybe อ๋อเนี่ยอัพเราไว้ขยันจังยังวอลได้ยังเราแต่เนี่ยขยันmental không tự đựng mình plot tao rồi phát miền bật chật rồi nè cà ha em lấy cà ha mến cà ha khón cà ha cả em mà nèแต่มีส่งลีแอมในตอนนี้อย่าแหละการตัวยังยังเล่นเพย์แม็กเล่นงอบตอนนี้ยังมีส่งลีตั้งปีหรือว่าตัวเต้ายังไวไม่ไวไอ้เกือบอัดเล่นงอบตอนนี้มีส่งลีแทงเอาตั้งปีหรือว่าตัวเต้าเนี่ยนี่ให้ชิมเมนเราเต้เนี่ยเรานั่งไม่หนาวเนี่ยเราไหนไฟเนี่ยไฟนี่ไปมันต่อรุ่นโกลลัมเนี่ยta đang chỗ tắm này mặt chỗ là nè pro lên là animal only tàu lên pro lên thơ animal only tàu lên thơ animal mấy bạn đã lên tụ ăn chó là hai bà đã đem hua ba này giấy pi question chọc tụt tiền cho cái chọc tiền phải mến tôi lấy đang tao na này đang tao na này anh vậy pin băng này lấy thay em plug tao rồi nè lẩu nè plug cái on này tao lên sân nè go lâm thập banh dơ nữa ta đang tao tam nè ta đi đằng let's go tao sân này đang tao mình đang trao conให้tao thôi vay là ai vay là vay sẵn sàng nè màu ấy vay món
Let's light it up.
trong cái này parquet đã đi make này đi make nè đi make official plan trong bài character pi ron cái che mến bà đà pi ron nên bắt ọt toàn cột phòng kê bà đà
More speed.
lại tờ đá nè làm xế thôi
At least good luck doesn't discriminate by clan.
lại đá đó nè chỗ mà mấy nhỏ này đang ảnh ta đang tao tôi tắm nàng nè đang tao na thếนี่มันดังอ่ะจอมบาร่าเนี่ย
More speed.
เราเตาวันนึง
Looking for trouble? You are not welcome here.
เอาเราเตาไว้เนี่ยเอาเราเตาไว้ไม่เพลาเราเอาเราวางอย่างเงี้ยเนี่ยเราตามน้าต่างนี้เอาเราเตาไว้วัดโจแล้วจะเอาแมปนี้เนี่ยวิ่งวันซาอะไรนั่งเรา
More speed.
Mà tam tiết taจะmạch phơi nắng mà vợ đang phơi ná nè đang phơi to nào đang phơi phơi anh ấy cò bà đây anh ấy cò bà đây anh ấy cò bà đây sao 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 ba bán này nè nè Fontaine 3 arcade stone này arcade stone nàyคือbàได้nè anh ấy cò bàได้ta giờ thua con khoai tỏ này bây giờ cầm oi dù bị khoai mày mấy nhiều video riêng của bạn thôi tích chẳng nhưng cho thua đó thôi kho ai xây cho nó thì đã môi lên ban ọt bóng lên ba mà đời nhưng kho ai
Visibility
xây
is
cho nó tìm bốn
excellent.
này vào đây nhầm lên
If we head to higher ground, we can do a full
Tôi những
recon
coi
of
xây
enemy
tìm bốn
activity
này.
in the area.
ta vào bên đây chất vào đây trong pra ban du nắm nhưng đi cái này pra kho ai phai vào đây sao miền kho tràn chiêng kho ai xây chứ nó như lấy ăn chan nắm này pram chăm thế cầm đằng còn đâu lên còn đâu ta ok thông thông ban nào nè pram chăm tiết đó kho ai phai và kho ai xây bia cái thông thông mà lâu về riêng rồi chứ này vì bạn thì vì kho về crop này chịu vô bia chẳng nhưng đi còn kho ai phai thôi
More speed.
tao bây giờ mặt giờ khoan với kho xây các bạn này nhưng mai này tại vì riêng on kho chừng kho xây kho ai phai kho này mán à này kho xây ai phai kho này mán mán lá này cái tông mà rồi lá này tôi chỉ mình đó lắm này mình đó lắm chấm plau ấy thôi mày tôi chưa let's go
Maloose, we're back.
cái TP tàu sẽ thơ cái chật năng mờ tàu sẽ thơ mến nhưng phọt khơi nhưng ọt toàn bạn explore map thay mày tên hiện nào kia vào đây bong chui prap ok tắc mô kể lên mạch cùng oi thôi bắp ra về cái tắc mô kì ok vào đây đem hùa bong chui prap tịch mau mến lên mấy cái môi thôi mà đằng đai vào đây lên vào đây thôi mến
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle, and our most important partners.
và đây dương lên cho thua ấy ở đây miền
You
cô đào
said
ấy thua ấy
before
cho ấy
that
chứng
you
lẹp thôi
still
đều này
had some business at the court. What brings you back to Poisson so quickly?
dương mình là dương trong thua ấy cái năng chọn áp tụ ong rồi chọn farm rồi chọn thua ấy này dương miền này thua là ngày tất ấy này thôi thế có bài dương lẹp đang thua ấy năng thôi nhỉ nè dương lấy miền cô nó cho thua ấy dương farm oi tụ ong ấy chọn ban tụ ong ấy chứ áp tụ ong ấy chứ nên lên ở số thôi thế
About that, it's because my partner here reminded me of something really important. You see, what if my father's case had something to do with water from the primordial sea?
sẽ thơ ta rồi khơi thì sao nào đấy nhưng mà tao ấy tao rồi tao khơi hai bữa đó thay cô đem hùa sum nua ong ở đây hai bong nhom mờ chữ ở đây bữa đó phát thay chôm mua một hộp đó bữa đó phát thay
You still remember, right, Maloose? On that night, it was raining?
bong laptop đa ram nó bộ môi chi storage mặt tè coi seven chân cho nó đập môi lên bàn ọtสำคัญเลยจีไปยูบดาจีไปยูปลายเกปลายกราฟิกการ์ดหรือกราฟิกจวบดาการไปได้การไปจวบการไปได้การไปจวบนี่ปลายอินเตอร์อินเตอร์หรือไอ้นั่นอินเตอร์อินเตอร์
Yes,
HD
the
กราฟิก
case
ใช่ไหม
was quite similar to
Nang
that
lay
of
a card
Mr.
there.
Lenny's.
แต่
Both
กราฟิก
were
ได้
what you'd
เล็กบ้านดูจี
call
ดับห้า
impossible murders.
ดับห้าดับประมวยห้าดับประมวยหกไอ้เล็กบ้านมาได้แต่บอกราฟิกจวบlên cái tới bộ kho bộ Intel HD graphic nắng lên mà rap ban ạ cắt ní mà pra tu tàu cắt lên ban cái tôi ta
Could you
Tụi
tell
tao.
us a bit more about what happened before?
bong cái bong Nga mơ nghe nhóm bong mà nghe kêu nè mà nó nghĩ là tham một mua vào đây mua đôi một hộp thay nó phát thay rồi nè
Yeah, of course. Many years ago, something called synth began to gain popularity in Poisson. At a glance, it was a kind of drink that could excite your mood and produce many pleasant hallucinations.
Wait! Didn't that guard guy who turned into water also mention that the primordial water could be used to produce some kind of potion?
Yes, he did. Considering what we know now, it's almost certain that synth is created using water from the primordial sea. If you drink synth for an extended amount of time, you'll suffer many side effects, such as losing the ability to focus or control your emotions. And if you were to stop drinking it completely, you'll experience flashes of paranoia and anxiety while lacking energy to do anything. It's an extremely dangerous substance.
chứ mà tắc nắng viên đi mày sao hao mày
As he oversaw Poisson, my father was compelled to put a stop to synth abuse and called for a complete ban of it.
computer nhóm kho IC anh đi đọc mùi men tái vì anh miền graphic card đạch phong chẳng lên kìa mà coi thế vào đây tầm mình graphic card đạch mà đang lên card đọc 2 cái lên bán này đọc 12 cái lên bán.
Boss's uncompromising attitude incurred the synth vendor's wrath, but no matter how much they threatened or bribed him, he refused to yield.
Sát này dây bẻ nằng ok vào đây video sai nhom đôi chung chinh mơ vào đây đâu tay vào đây chung chẳng là nhom số an.
Not only that, the boss became determined to find the mastermind behind the synth operation and put an end to the problem once and for all.
Yes, but the enemy was very cunning. So he could never get anything out of the dealers, all of whom only sold the stuff and weren't privy to the rest of the operation. Recognizing that, my father decided to contact the dealers in secret and cultivate personal relationships with them. Finally, he was able to convince someone to become his informant. The man's name was Jacques. He felt greatly
Chồng.
ashamed about his work after seeing many families destroyed by
Nam
synth
Jack
thieves.
này brang chắc chung cho này brang này nhom tâm mơ rương này hay mấy này rương nó chung nhìn mình tụ ăn nông rương nó chung cho này rương đần nan vẹt pì à mình chung Jack này Jack nó cứ không pro nó mấy pro nó không thua ca nó bị hia này cái chung Jack này thôi mấy brang chung đôi khi mày là Jack ngon này chung đôi khi bắt này cái tao brang chung chung đã khơi nè chung mơ rương mấy này nhom rương khơi mấy nhom khơi cham phèo này khơi chạm phèo rồi.
That night, my father hosted a banquet at his countryside estate. He planned to meet up and exchange information with Jacques over some food. But then, we heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. We raced to the scene and found my father, still holding a gun, and Jacques, who was already dead on the ground.
Chôm cái này sẽ điên nữa tiệt này rương sẽ điên hơn rương đần năn rồi nè chắc nắng nó không hạt cang đai tai không rương ăn ngon tai nó cái đấy ngon pro siêu character mùi nào chỉ mùi ether sẽ nhóm mến đang mùi ná xong này mùi ná này cái mùi ná xong này.
How did that happen? Aren't they on the same side?
Xếp mùi tua nào mà cái tha nè vô mía cách mấy đài này vô mía cho mùi traveler rư Ayaka nè cái Ayaka có ok đây.
Sounds just like Lenny's case, doesn't it? In both cases, the culprit seemed obvious, but neither appeared to have any motive at all.
Thầy bắt heo can ở chi nói vào đây là cái đâu vào đây cái thời tiết mình tôi chi được nè tiết tôi chi hả là mình can này mình cặp lơ này là.
Looking back on it, though, I now believe the most important clue was something we all overlooked at the time. There were pieces of clothing left at the scene.
So they could have belonged to someone who got this soul.
Precisely. It's all thanks to you that I made the connection now. Back then, we all just thought they were some costumes that Jacques used to disguise himself at the banquet.
11 lumin บ่ដែរ11 lumin មិនយ៉ាងម៉េចบ่ដែរបងប្អូនគេ10យ៉ាងម៉េចบ่ដែរ insect insect
But, considering it now, it's almost certain that they belong to a third person at the scene. With one extra person, we'll also need to reconsider why the 2 shots were fired.
maybe your father got into an argument with Jack.
You're right. We still don't know what happened. But my intuition tells me that we're on the right track to figuring it all out. I'm finally headed towards the truth.
តែយើង
Jacques was an empathetic man who was infinitely remorseful for his past actions. It's unlikely that he turned on Boss with 0 warning. I think this third person is probably the key to the full truth. On that note, however, even though this will not please you, demoiselle, as you're and your father's butler, I must still offer a word of warning.
butler ហ្នឹងគេខ្ញុំរឿងមិញក៏មាន butler នេះចឹងមិញបារាំងមិនរឿងចឹងវាតាក់ទោះគ្នាមកនេះតាក់ទោះគ្នាមិនពីនិយាយពីទៅភាសាវានិយាយមកវាតាក់វាដូចគ្នាពេកហ្នឹងនេះខ្ញុំរំថាដូចមិនចំ
Our opponent is insidious and cruel. They are extremely difficult to deal with, and Boss has already lost his life trying to bring them to justice.
ខ្ញុំដូចឈ្មោះហើយខ្ញុំ តាប្រូថៃទៅបងប្រូថៃអូខេបាទ butler ហ្នឹង maid batmel នេះមែនដូចនេះមែនន័យថាដូចជានេះមែននេះមែនអ្នកណាហៅគេនេះ maid batman mel ចាំមកនេះយាឡានគូ use HP 49000 គឺ damage គេ rate 65 or 20000 grade 92យ៉ាងបើគេហ្នឹងគឺ damage grade ដែរគេ damage មែនតែយាឡានខ្ញុំ recommend ក្នុង 30000 អូខេ 30000 34000ណាហ្នឹងលេខបានធម្មតា damage ប៉ុណ្ណឹងណា
Even though Spina de Rosula has lost most of its former glory, Poisson has welcomed a new time of peace.
តែ
and we have been
40000 ជាង
allowed to live out
ច្រើន
our
ណាស់
lives.
ហើយ 45000 ណាហើយបើដល់ HP សុទ្ធហ្នឹង HP សុទ្ធមិនកើបើយាឡានត្រូវ build HP liquid បើ
There is no need to follow your father's path. It would be both wise and in line with Boss's wishes to step back and give up on the case.
If that's indeed what he wished for, then he should have told me that himself.
អូអ្នកអំរើប្រុសមែនបាត់លើហ្នឹងអូខេយល់ហើយបាទអ្នកអំរើប្រុសហ្នឹងហើយរឿងមិញរឿងមើលមិញមានតែបាត់លើនេះអ៊ំនេះរឿងទៅតាក់ទងគ្នាខ្ញុំឆ្កល់មែនតានេះតាក់ទងគ្នា
And yet I was the one
តែ
most
បារាំងបាត់ថកគេចេញមកនឹងអត់ខុសពីក្នុងរឿងហ្មងនៅក្នុងហ្គេមក៏ដូចក្នុងរឿងដែរនេះហើយឈ្មោះក៏ដូចគ្នាទៀតខ្ញុំចេះដូចចង់ខ្ញុំដូចវល់ជុំឯងដូចក្នុងអីគេក្នុងគេនេះវាជួបរឿងដដែលនេះ
What was the point of him dying without
តាម
sharing
លោក
any of
នេះ
the
តាម
secrets
លោក
he
ហ្នឹងហើយ
knew?
តាមលោកនេះមិញមើលរឿងអីមើលរឿងមកជួបនេះជួបរឿងដដែលនេះពីមិញឈ្មោះចាតមួយឈ្មោះចាក់មួយហើយនឹងចាក់មួយហើយនឹងបាត់លើមួយនេះជួបពីរនេះពាក្យក្នុងរឿងហើយនឹងពាក្យក្នុងហ្គេមដូចគ្នាពីរនេះមកទៀតមានអីទៀតមើល
Synth is still here. Callus the Unfaithful is still his epithet. And Spina di Rosula is barely getting by.
គីរ៉េតបងគីរ៉េតបដា
Nothing
យោ
has changed.
គីរ៉េតបដាយោត្រឹម65បានដល់កុំយកចាន់ពេក65អូខេបដាលេខបានហើយ energy 170ដូចគ្នាបងណាenergy 170ប៉ុណ្ណឹងអូខេបាទ172បងលេខបានហើយបាទហើយគេ damage ប៉ុណ្ណាប៉ុន្តែគេ damage បាទមានបានគេ damage គេ damage យក100ជាងទៅ200ទៅបើយកបាន200 em
Did he think I'd just accept his meaningless death and live out my life just as meaninglessly? I've never accepted that, ever. Not since that day, and certainly not now. I want to find out the real answer for everyone's sake. For the missing girls, for the victims, and for myself.
Navia.
This is indeed the best moment to act. Your partner appears to be quite reliable, and more importantly, Demoiselle, I think you're also ready to take this on.
Okay.
So you do know something else, Maloose?
Yes, I do. In fact, even before that banquet, Boss already knew of the connection between Synth and the serial disappearances case. But what drove all the tensions to the boiling point was the revelation that you, Demoiselle, had been selected as the next target to disappear.
What?
Boss also didn't tell you that he had been diagnosed with a rare illness. The doctors told him that he had no more than 5 years left to live.
ចំកាត់លុះដេយ៉ា80ឥឡូវចិត្តប៉ាមហើយអត់បានសងលីទៀតសងគេសង្ស័យតា90ទេអត់អីបើ75មិននៅទេបើតខ្ទង់80បានមកបាទ78 76 77 78 8មកហើយបាទបើមានសង្សារនៅឆ្លើយមកនៅបាទខ្ញុំប្រាប់រហូតសងញ៉ាំតែមានទេបាទមីចង់ collect account but also one sao ហើយអត់ប្រាំជីម
And the serial disappearances case caused him great anxiety.
គ្នា collect account បាន elemental ខុសនេះទាំងអស់មែនអត់នេះមែនតា account មួយ elemental មួយ account 7 elemental 7មែនអត់
5 years was nowhere near enough time to resolve this long-standing conflict. But once he passed away, all the danger would pass on to you.
Translate សាច់រឿងផងបងបើខ្ញុំlạiអាន comment ផ្លេចនេះហើយផ្លេចបកប្រែបាត់ហើយ
Knowing all of this, he decided to use one final intimidation tactic before his death. He claimed to have already gotten his hands on some key incriminating evidence for the other side, and even told some members of Spina de Rosula about the details.
អានេះគាត់ថាគាត់រឿងតាក់ទងគ្នាអញ្ចឹងនេះវាតាក់ទងមនុស្សផ្សេងគ្នាអញ្ចឹងវាមានតាក់ទងមួយម្នាក់ទៅរហូតអញ្ចឹងណាវាអញ្ចឹងយើងផាច់យើងទៅតាមរោមនុស្សតែតាក់ទងនៅហេតុការណ៍ហ្នឹងអញ្ចឹងយើងផាច់ជាតាមរោសួរនាំតាក់ទងនឹងហេតុការណ៍ដែលកើតឡើងនៅថ្ងៃដែលនេះពុកបោះណាវានឹងគេចាប់ថាគេចាប់កាន់ថាគេតែបានសម្លាប់មិត្តភក្តិរបស់គាត់អស់នេះអញ្ចឹងប្រហែលជាយើងត្រូវតាមស៊ើបរោអ្នកដែលក្នុងហេតុការណ៍ហ្នឹងនេះ
But as long as you remain safe, he would not share the evidence with the public. If something were to happen to you, then he and all those he told would immediately expose all they knew about Synth and the disappeared victims.
Right. So nobody would be able to get off scot-free.
Okay.
As we've seen, Boss's tactic has worked. Even though Boss has been gone for a long time, the other side has not tried to take Demoiselle's life.
Grade first grade 160 second 150ហ្នឹងបើចឹងបើយក160បើហើយអា grade rate យក65ទៅហ្នឹងលេខបានហើយ traveler មួយបាន7 elemental អូខេបើដែរបានអញ្ចឹងបើយកបានយកប៉ុនចំបើដែរនេះមែនមិនដឹងបើដែរណាកំណត់បានបើដែរណាកំណត់អាយុបានបើដែរតែពេលណាដល់គូដល់ពេលណាហើយបើដែរពេលណាយើងរកឃើញពេលហ្នឹងហើយបើដែរយើងកំណត់អាយុឲ្យបាន
No, I don't believe it. He never appeared to look sick to me.
No father wants their daughter to see them weak and haggard, especially someone as proud as Boss. To him, dying in a duel and suffering lasting dishonor as the unfaithful was still far preferable than losing face in front of his daughter.
So he chose to die in silence, so that he could protect me.
ប្រយ៉ាអីប្រយ៉ាមីកូយើងលេងឲ្យប្រឡងដូច Raiden កើតអត់យ៉ាមីកូមែនយ៉ាមីកូកលេងនេះលេងអា Crevet វិញមើលយ៉ាមីកូលេងអា Crevet ល្អជាងសារឲ្យប្រឡងយ៉ាមីកូដូចអស apply ទេ apply electro អស apply ទេតែ Raiden បើយើងត្បាញវិញទៅវាផ្ទុះអា skill ប្រកបទៅវា apply electro អញ្ចឹងវាលេង ให้ผมล้มรอแต่บอใหญ่ไม่ก็เลยการแบบเล่นมันที่มาครีเวทแบบครีเวท
I'm afraid you're not understanding this correctly, demoiselle. What Boss wanted to hand to you was not a parasol, but a sword. If Boss's spirit could hear you telling me that you want to find the answer for the sake of everyone involved, I'm sure he'd be extremely proud.
That fool. Couldn't he have just given it to me straight? No. He might have said everything precisely because he never thought I'd be able to understand him.
តួអង្គនេះនេះតួអង្គយំរហូតយ៉ាងនេះកុំសតហ្មងតួអង្គនេះ Bro I think maybe Paimon is traveler no see អូខេវ៉ាខ្ញុំចាំខ្ញុំជួយបង្រៀនញ៉ាស្រីអូខេវ៉ានេះបងអត់ចេះញ៉ាហ្នឹង bro នេះ លបបញ្ញាបងធីមយេឡានគេលេងមិនធីមយេឡានបដយ៉ាងលេងគេយេឡានជាសាប់ DPS ឬជាមែនបដមើលវីដេអូបើខ្ញុំផុស YouTube បដមើលខ្ញុំប្រាប់អស់ហើយតាបដប្រាប់ទាំងអស់ហ្មងមានសល់កន្លែងណាបដប្រាប់ធីមអត់ឲ្យ
The amount of confidence he had in me. And what if I was never able to make it to where I am now? Yeah. I suppose that's true. ជុំផ្លែបាត់អស់នេះ With the way he set things up, if I had wanted, I could have just lived out my life without a care in the world. តារាទឹកភ្នែកនៅក្នុង Genshin នេះខ្ញុំដែរឃើញចរាតើណាយំដូចចរាតើហ្នឹងនេះចរាតើនេះលើកទី1ឃើញយំនេះចរាតើក្នុង Genshin មានតែចរាតើនេះឃើញយំនេះដែរឃើញណាគេយំទេ But thankfully, he rarely talked to me about complex matters, and thus understood little of me as a person. In this case, he really didn't need to give me an easy way out. Malus, what was the key evidence that he shared with you? ណៃដាយំណៃដាមែនណៃដាកណ្ដឹងអកាលអា consequence ណៃដាពេលយើងទៅមិនសូលហើយជួបណៃដាមួយទៀតមែនអត់តែឥឡូវហ្នឹងយំមានទឹកភ្នែកអត់ដូចមានមែនអត់គ្នាតែទឹកភ្នែកអ្នកនេះទឹកភ្នែកមកឡើងតិច ណៃដាកណ្ដឹងយំមានទឹកភ្នែកអត់គ្នាកាលខ្វែងណៃដាខ្ញុំចាំបានថាឥឡូវហ្នឹងណៃដាយំតែដូចជាអត់ឃើញទឹកភ្នែកមែនអត់អ្នកនេះពេលណៃដាអោបខ្លួនឯងពេលខ្លួនឯងអាលាយអាសាយើង remove memory ចោល account មុននោះនេះតែហ្នឹងយំមិនណាជាទឹកភ្នែកអត់ចេញហើយខ្ញុំភ្លេចបានណា
It's the location where synth is produced. Essentially, it's the enemy's headquarters.
Okay, fan 80G ហើយកាលណាបានថប់ទេគាត់បដមើលរងៃបានហើយបដខ្ញុំ2នាក់អីគេ2នាក់ pro the center មែន center លក់ចោះអូខេលក់ចុះឡើងឥឡូវលក់ account ឲ្យគាត់វិញអីគេបដអត់យល់បដនេះបដទិញ account center ឬបដ center តែ account បដអត់យល់ណាបដវិញវល់វិញហ្នឹងណាមានបងមានអីគេបដមានមែនតាក្រៃមានធាហើយមានមែនចឹងកណ្ដឹងខ្ញុំអត់ចាអារម្មណ៍ណានេះ đang ở dôm ta đang khinh đôi chả ban mơ tập này
When he was threatening the enemy,
Hai
Boss
chu tiệt,
didn't
okay, rồi đây.
share the specifics of the incriminating evidence he found.
ខ្លាចកាលហ្នឹងគេអត់តាមដាក់ទឹកភ្នែកនេះគេយំតែអត់មានទឹកភ្នែកឥឡូវគេដាក់ទឹកភ្នែកឲ្យហ្នឹងអញ្ចឹង
But if you want to use it against the enemy, you'll still have to take several things into consideration.
ហើយបងអូខេហើយបងណាហើយណាយមហូរទឹកភ្នែកឡើងតក់ច្រើនឡើងច្រើនអូខេបាទសរសេរណៃដាខុសអូខេបាទ Goodbye the people of Samaru it's hard អូខេបាទ
Why? If we know where the place is, can't we just go storming in?
You mustn't forget that we're fighting against a mysterious and dangerous organization that's been in operation for decades.
for decade I follow it បើចេញអត់បើចេញអាយុអត់បាទ David
There's no telling what might be lying in wait at their headquarters. We also have no idea what kind of evidence we may be able to find inside, nor what people we may be able to capture. But a single visit to their headquarters would be tantamount to a formal declaration of war. The worst case would be that we leave empty-handed, but also open ourselves up to full retaliation.
Then, in that case, why not work with the Fontaine authorities?
Well, you saw one of them dissolve during Mr. Linney's case. We have no idea just how thoroughly they may have been infiltrated.
That's true. Seems my father really had no choice. But things are different now. It should be a lot easier to prove the other side's guilt, now that we've connected Synth with the disappearances case.
You sound like you've put a lot of thought into this, Maloose.
I am the butler, after all.
Butler
I
ណោ
live
ហ្នឹងហើយ
but to serve
តាំង
the
Butler
boss
នេះ
and demoiselle's will.
នេះអំរើប្រុស
I've always been willing to take on any kind of risk for your sake. But considering my relative lack of ability, I've spent my time keeping secrets, performing basic investigations, and waiting for the right time to come.
មួយថ្ងៃមុនគាត់ដាក់ account លក់ហោទៅខ្ញុំអ្នកទិញឥឡូវខ្ញុំលក់ account ធំឲ្យគាត់វិញ គាត់វិញទៅចុះមកចឹងហ៎មិនដាក់ទិញទៅលក់ឲ្យអ្នកលក់វិញអត់យល់វល់វិញហ្នឹងនេះទឹកភ្នែកខោហៀបងមើលមិនឃើញអូខេបាទមី fan យូ3 day ហើយអូខេបាទ 3 ថ្ងៃបាទអូខេបើមក new fan ចឹង
Thank you for all of that, Maloose. Have you discovered anything new in the past few years?
Let me think. One conclusion I came to is that the enemy must be quite familiar with Spina di Rosula, or at least have an informant planted here.
ណៃដាយំនឹងខ្ញុំគេថតវីដេអូតុកទៀតហ៎ស្អាតគួរឲ្យស្រឡាញ់ណាស់ណាដាយំអូខេបាទ
When I announced orders to the organization's members on Demoiselle's behalf, I used to deliberately keep a few people in the dark and observe the reactions of the synth vendors.
តានេះចេះចាស់ណាស់តានេះដឹងរឿងចាស់ណាស់
If the vendors didn't change their plans, then the individuals informed of our orders must be innocent. If the vendors packed up and fled, however, then someone must have given them the news. After several rounds of testing and investigative tracing, I've narrowed the suspect list down to 3 people. The first is Florent, Spina di Rosula's senior advisor.
គោដៅមួយហើយមួយនេះមើល3នាក់មែនអត់
Huh? Florent?
Yes, surprising, isn't
Florent.
it? He was one of the people Boss trusted the most, which also means that he was someone who understood Boss really well. Thanks to his position within Boss's innermost circle, he always knew our upcoming plans and could thus avoid capture this whole time. There's someone else like him too. Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabrières.
Uncle Marcel.
What is this
It's a guild in Poisson. The boss helped it to grow to its current size and prominence. In the beginning, they were only reselling some daily goods, but now they're one of the richest guilds around with a lot of business connections in the city.
ខ្ញុំទិញ account AO 40 okay ខ្ញុំតែ account AO 45ហើយខ្ញុំលក់ account ខ្ញុំ AO 55ឲ្យគាត់អូឆ្ងល់ហើយបើមានលុយ watch all character បាត់អត់មាន watch traveler មែនទេគិតថាឲ្យផែមុននិយាយជំនួសនេះយើងគាត់អើតាមនេះអញ្ចឹងហ្នឹងនេះមែនតានេះទៅបដាក់ឲ្យ traveler និយាយឯងគឺផែមុនអត់ប្រយោជន៍ហ្នឹងនេះមែនតាបើគិតចឹងអត់បើ traveler និយាយខ្លួនឯងនេះផែមុនអត់ប្រយោជន៍ផែមុនមកតែមករំខានអីបើយើងចេះនិយាយជាសួនមកខ្លួនឯងម្ដងនេះតែផែមុននេះកាយយើងមកជំនួសយើងនិយាយជំនួសយើងស្ដាប់ជំនួសយើង
So, they're like a sister organization of Spina di Rosula?
អញ្ចឹងធ្វើឲ្យយើងនេះគិតថាធ្វើឲ្យយើងងាយយល់ផងនេះអញ្ចឹងណាបើយើងនិយាយខ្លួនឯងមិនថាយើងអត់សូវយល់ទេយើងនិយាយខ្លួនឯងឆ្លើយខ្លួនឯងឆ្ងល់ខ្លួនឯងចឹងយើងសូវយល់ទេតែបើផៃមុននិយាយប្រាប់ទៅផៃមុនសួរទៅយើងមិនថាយើងយល់ដែរអញ្ចឹងណាគិតថាអញ្ចឹងបើយើងម្នាក់ឯងគិតថារៀងអត់សូវយល់នេះលេអត់សូវយល់តែផៃមុនទៅផៃមុនកាយបកប្រែយើងផងបញ្យល់យើងផងទៅយើងរៀងយល់សាច់រឿងស្រួលជាងអញ្ចឹងអានេះគិតថាអញ្ចឹងដាក់ផៃមុនមកដាក់ traveler អត់សូវនិយាយគ្នានិយាយម៉ាត់អានេះ traveler
Yes, you can say that. When we were fighting against the synth dealers, they provided us with plenty of support. It's a bit difficult to imagine someone using their own money to hunt down themselves.
The final suspect is Thierry, the man responsible for coordinating information between Spina di Rosula and the guards.
Goodbye, brother. ខ្ញុំបងអត់ចាំទេអីថាខ្ញុំនិយាយតថ្លៃគ្នាមិនថ្ងៃហ្នឹងហើយបើដឹងតែចៃឡាមិនបើក៏តែ account បើវិញហើយមុនពេលនិយាយគ្នាចេះពេលវាយគ្នាអូដឹងនៅណាទេហើយនេះបាត់ហើយបើរត់ពួនបាត់ហើយ
Although the guards mostly leave us to our own devices, there are still many activities we have to report to the local authorities. Since Thierry is always in the know about our current activities, he could theoretically always plan one step ahead.
I see. These are all people who I communicate with quite regularly. To think that the enemy we've been fighting against has been right next to me all along, among those I trust the most. It's almost too hard to believe.
If you want to investigate them, please take every precaution to not alert the quarry. Judging from our experience, the enemy is extremely cautious.
Of course. And thank you, Malus. You've provided us with a lot of great information.
You're too kind, my lady. I'm just doing my duty. And before I forget, proving Boss's innocence would also mean clearing him of blame in Jacques' death.
មិនផៃមុនដឹងរឿងច្រើនម៉េះបងផៃមុនអីផៃមុនទៅផៃមុនដើរយើងដឹងរឿងច្រើននេះទៅយើងគេទៅផៃដើរយើងរហូតអញ្ចឹងដឹងរឿងទាំងអស់នេះអាសាដើរមកយើងនេះហើយនិយាយច្រើនយើងទៀតនេះ
After that incident, Jacques' wife and daughter were taken into the Spina's care. They still live in Poisson today.
See mystery. I'm on Alcabang now there. I don't want to be.
If it might help, you could also pay them a visit. I can make the necessary arrangements.
Cái dục một pi water song. Okay rồi đây. Chẳng phải muốn phi mình. Phi này.
Oh, thank you so much, Malus. You really are the best.
Chết đừng rương chán nó hay môn.
A new case awaits, my dear partner.
Leave it to me.
I hope we can work together to uncover the truth and end this case once and for all.
Traveler Pro មានស្រីច្រើន Traveler Reese ហ្នឹងហើយ Traveler Pro ទៅណាគេមានមុនស្នេហ៍បាទបងឡាយពីម៉ោងប៉ុន្មានដល់ម៉ោងប៉ុន្មានបងសួរខ្ញុំមើលឡាយខ្ញុំឡាយពីម៉ោងខ្ទង់ម៉ោង7កន្លះនេះម៉ោង7កន្លះម៉ោង8ឯងខ្ទង់ម៉ោង ម៉ោង 9 ម៉ោង 10 បិទនេះម៉ោង 9 កន្លះឬម៉ោង 10 អាហ្នឹងតាមពេលវេលាជាក់ស្ដែងយឺតឬ late ចឹងណានេះ
You want to learn some Favonia's blade work?
តែ ទូទៅខ្ញុំឡាយត្រឹមធ្វើម៉ោង 8 នេះ
Oh yes.
8 ឬ
I'll teach you all right.
7 កន្លះចឹង
Mark my words.
It is settled then. Please excuse me and enjoy your conversation at your leisure.
Thank you for arranging everything for us, Malus.
Excuse me, miss. Do you need anything from us?
ចុំឈ្មោះលុយមកឈ្មោះ Adele ឈ្មោះដូចតារាចម្រៀង
Hey, Navia's all quiet. This isn't like her at all.
Let not bother her for now
I'm sorry that I only came to visit after all this time. After what happened, I didn't know how I was supposed to face the two of you.
Ah, if it's about that, there's no need to apologize. After my husband died, Spina di Rusula sent us a lot of mura and support. I understood your guilt and apology to be genuine.
ចេះតាកូននោះដូចចង់ដូចខឹងយើងកូនក្មេង
But aren't all of those things nothing compared to the loss of Jacques?
អូរសារសាក់នឹងនេះនេះស្លាប់ដោយសារធ្វើការឲ្យយើង
I can understand the kind of pain that comes with losing a father so needlessly.
You don't understand at all.
ចុំ Adele កាចរបស់គេ
I didn't know how to face you. Because I didn't know what I could possibly bring as a consolation gift. I know only the full truth could bring closure to you. And to all of us.
Paimon also have an ornamental symbol on her cloth. Omni ហ្នឹងគេបាទ Omni ហ្នឹងស្អីគេ ornamental symbol ម៉ោង 7 កន្លះខ្ញុំចេញខ្ញុំធ្វើការអត់អីបណ្ដៃចាំមើលម៉ោង 8 9 ក៏បានដែរខ្ញុំ live 1 ម៉ោងទៅ 2 ម៉ោង 1 ម៉ោងកន្លះទៅ 2 ម៉ោង
I'm sorry. I appreciate the sentiment, but you don't have to carry all that guilt. On the matter regarding my husband, my daughter and I have more or less found our answer already.
Would you mind sharing it with me? I really can't believe that my father could ever bring himself to shoot Jacques.
I always knew that my husband's money was earned through others' suffering. He told me countless times that if he could turn back the clock, he would never go into the synth business again. He had many regrets, and felt that he took the idea of providing for his family too literally. For the longest time, he thought Mora was everything. So when Mr. Callis came to him with a proposal, he accepted it almost immediately. He tried to be as careful as he could, but even so, he was still found out by the higher-ups.
They found out about his betrayal?
បងធ្វើតម្រាប់តាម traveler ប្រុសទៅឆាប់បាននៅស្រីដើរក្បែរដែរងាត់កើតហើយដែរ real life បត់ករបស់គេឡើយនេះបត់ករបស់សង្សារគេហ្នឹងនេះ it mean all elemental អូចុះនៅឡើយណាសំលេងចាញ់អេខ្ញុំដាច់អូខេបាទ
Papa didn't say that exactly, but Papa did tell me that I should never be ungrateful.
Before he left that day, he told me that he had no choice. It was only later that I realized it was his final farewell to the two of us.
នេះប្រេសហ្គេមហ្នឹងពូកែរោគណែមដាក់ចរតើមែនហ្នឹងហើយបាទ ឈ្មោះចម្លែកអ៊ីឡាម៉ាស់ហើយសាអ៊ីឡាម៉ាស់នេះអ៊ីឡាម៉ាស់ Adele ឈ្មោះតារាចម្រៀងហ្នឹងនេះ
I don't know that for sure, but you could say that's the conclusion I eventually came to. Which is why I'm the one who should feel guilty. Callis had always taken great care of us, both when he was still alive and after he passed away. Even if he fired the shot that killed my husband, it was likely in self-defense. It is impossible for me to hate him for what he had done.
But Mama, why is Papa still the bad guy if he did the right thing. Papa always wanted to be a good man, so why did he have to do a bad thing in the end?
Well, things aren't always as they seem. You still feel like your papa was a good man, right?
Yeah, Papa was a really good man. The best in the whole world.
Then you should hold on to that. If a good man had to do a bad thing, then he must have had his reasons, regardless of whether he left you a parasol or a sword. He must have done so to give you a better life.
Oh.
Thank you for everything you've told me. I will definitely find the truth. The current state of things is not something I'm willing to just sit back and accept.
Symbol លើ Paimon ហ្នឹង ដូច symbol លើ Mora អូអាខ្វែង3ហ្នឹងមែន
Thank you. I'm very grateful to hear this from you. Even though your personality is quite different from your father's, your determination when you speak is really similar.
You really think so? That's the first time anyone said that to me.
តែយើងបាន evidence មួយវា Paimon Hello Paimon ចេញភ្លាម Paimon ចេញភ្លាม Paimon បាត់ណាបាត់ហើយ Paimon បាត់ទៅណាបាត់ហើយ
Are you okay, Navia?
មើលសលេង
I'm fine. Don't worry. Let's investigate the 3 suspects next. Laurent should be nearby, and we should be able to find Thierry and Uncle Marcel in the city. I'll get myself together on the way, so please don't worry.
Greetings, boss. How may I be of assistance today?
អូខេយល់សពល្អណាស់បងខ្ញុំដេកហើយអូខេ brother good night yes sir I need more bullet ជុំអូខេ brother Sinra
I'm sure you've heard about what happened at the Opera House. Someone got turned into water right in front of us.
Hi brother សួស្ដី brother សវណ្ណរតនៈ
Yeah, I've heard. With something that dramatic, I'm sure journalists will milk it for all it's worth. And it'll be all the talk for the next several weeks.
It also reminded me, on the day that the incident happened with my father, it was raining outside, and we found some clothes left at the scene.
ជុំឃើញតែកៅអញ្ចឹងមានតែទៅតាមទឹក
After my partner here put the dots together for me, I feel like we should try to reopen his case.
តែសារនេះមិនសារគេតាក់ទងនឹងអាស្គេព្រះបណ្ដោស៊ីនោះអាទឹកស្គេទឹកសមុទ្រនោះ
Can you do me a favor and try to recall what happened that night?
Let me think. Mr. Callis was feeling pretty upbeat that day. So he was drinking and bantering away with us at the table. After that, he told us that he wanted to go get some fresh air. So we let him go without thinking much of
អូ
it.
នេះឃើញហើយ
Who knew that we would hear 2 gunshots ring out right after?
នេះកៅលើកៅ Paimon ណាឃើញនេះកៅអាសញ្ញាខ្វែង3នោះឃើញហ្នឹងអាហ្នឹងមែនខ្ញុំធ្លាប់ឃើញតែសូវចាក់អារម្មណ៍ហើយមានស្គេនេះអានេះស្គេនេះផ្កាយលើក្បាលនេះអាហ្នឹងដូចជានេះហ៎នេះដូចជាសញ្ញានេះសញ្ញាเราឃើញណាវិញសញ្ញាស្គេហ្នឹងសញ្ញាទ្វារស្អីទេនេះដូចទ្វារអាប៊ីសមិនទេចង់ផ្លេចនេះសញ្ញាផ្កាយលើក្បាលគាត់នេះផ្កាយនេះផ្កាយហ្នឹងតែមិនមែនផ្កាយទេផ្កាយហ្នឹងឃើញមានក្រោមវែងជាងអត់ហើយស្គេនេះអាស្លាប់ក្រោយគាត់នេះដូចនេះចឹងមើលឃើញអត់មានដូចភពចឹងដូច map ដូចនៅ space នេះញ៉ាកន្លែងស្លាប់ក្រោយគាត់នេះឃើញមានផ្កាយមានអីអត់
My first reaction was that Mr.
នេះ
Callis'
ឃើញនេះ
life
ផ្កាយ
was in
មាន
danger.
ផ្កាយមានស្អីនេះ
So I grabbed my holster and made
ដូ
a
ច
mad
space នេះ
dash
ទៅ
toward the
space
scene.
ហើយនេះហើយកាមុន Paimon ទៅពេលយើងទៅ space នេះពេលយើងទៅលំហទៅ Paimon មានអារម្មណ៍ថាអត់ស្រួលខ្លួននេះកាលយើងទៅនេះយើងទៅរោម៉ាតកូកាលយើងអខុន face របស់ A នេះ Paimon កណ្ដឹងយើងទៅប្រកួតជាមួយ Rider Sugan ឬ A ហ្នឹងដូចជា A ហ្នឹងហើយគួតនៅក្នុងកន្លែង Uthai Mi តែ ហើយកាលហ្នឹងផៃមុនទៅដែរតែផៃមុនរត់ថាអត់ស្រួលខ្លួននេះយើងចូលឆ្លងពេលវេលានេះហើយកាលហ្នឹងឡើង500ឆ្នាំនេះយើងចូលក្នុង500ឆ្នាំតែនៅក្រៅផ្នែកផ្លែតែចូលក្នុង500ឆ្នាំផ្លែ វាយហ៊ានឡើង500ឆ្នាំនេះដូចជា500ឆ្នាំនេះកាលហ្នឹងខ្ញុំភ្លេចបាននេះខ្ទង់ប៉ុណ្ណឹង
Mr. Callis was standing over a dead body with a gun in his hands. All we could do was look back and forth at each other, not knowing what to say.
So you also remember 2 gunshots then?
Indeed. The guard said that the first shot didn't hit anyone, while the second killed Jacques. But I've never really bought that explanation. Reason being, Mr. Callis had left his gun on the table. I even made sure to confirm that before running to the scene.
អញ្ចឹង left gun on the table អញ្ចឹងមានថាឪពុករបស់ណាវៀនគឺឲ្យបានយកកំភ្លើងទៅក្រៅទេមែនអត់កំភ្លើងកាត់ទុកនៅក្នុងលើតុកនៅក្នុងបារហ្នឹងឯងនេះតែមិនក៏មានកំភ្លើងបាញ់នៅក្រៅចឹងមកកំភ្លើងអ្នកផ្សេងខ្វែអាខនមួយណាបងគិតថាសបាយបើលេងខ្ញុំគិតថាខ្វែនៅខ្វែ A នេះ A ខនខ្វែបគាត់ខ្វែនៅណាងសុមាសបាយនេះសបាយលេងមែនតាហើយវាមានឈុតឆាកល្អមើលតែបលីយូវារៀងវល់តិចអញនេះធ្វើយើងច្រឡំតែយើងលេងយល់អីទេតែបើ Monster គាត់ថាអូខេកន់ជាងលីយូតែបើ Samaru រៀងណ Samaru គាត់ថាអត់សូវល្អគាត់ថា the best ជាងគេគឺ Akon Queen នៅ Inazuma នេះឈុតឆាកល្អមើលចានឈុតឆាកសម្រាប់ Signora ឈុតឆាកយើងប្រយុទ្ធជាមួយ Raiden ឈុតឆាក Kazuha វាយមួយ Raiden មិនវាយឲ្យដូចជាទប់ដាវទប់អីមួយអីគេអ៊ីតូម៉ូតាស៊ីគេនោះដាវគាត់ដាវបើស Raiden ណាទប់អាហ្នឹងបានសាហាវមែនទៅល្អសบายលេងគាត់នៅ Inazuma នេះ
But according to the guards, that doesn't mean he couldn't have had other guns on his person. About the clothes left at the scene that you mentioned, do you think there was a third person there who was turned into water?
ហ្នឹងហើយហើយជាអញ្ចឹងនេះ Hello, this morning I got only in Genshin. I also subscribe to you. Thank you so much. និយាយដើមបាយមុនបាទនិយាយដើមមុនណា Unknown God open the gate of that shape ហ្នឹងហើយខ្ញុំធ្លាប់ឃើញនេះអាហ្នឹងដូចឃើញនេះខ្ញុំឃើញមែនតាអាសញ្ញានេះសញ្ញាលើក្បាលឲ្យមុនអាហ្នឹងដូចជាទ្វារនេះដូចជា gate ទ្វារនៅកន្លែង sign on លើក្បាលឲ្យមុនហ្នឹងតែខ្ញុំចាំបានធ្លាប់ចាំក៏ធ្លាប់ឃើញនរណាដែរនេះដូចជា
At
តែ
least
ដង
from
ទ្វារ
our perspective, my father had no reason to kill. So he would also have no reason to bring an extra gun with him.
ចង់បានគេចង់បានបងចង់បានអ្នកមើល like អ្នកគេអ្នកមើលច្រើនបង like game 2 3ទៅបង like PUBG ហ្នឹងខ្ញុំមានពេលខ្ញុំ like ខ្ញុំ like ទៅ like game ផ្សេងៗនេះ like បងខុសគ្នានេះតែញ៉ាំមានពេល like អញ្ចឹងខ្ញុំ like game នេះមួយទៅ
The gun he was holding probably belonged to Jacques or a third person on the scene.
ទៅ game ខ្ញុំលេងសងអស់ហ្នឹង game PUBG ក៏លេង Call of Duty ក៏ធ្លាប់លេង Mobile Legends ក៏លេងទៅលេងច្រើននឹង game ទូទៅលេងសឹងទាំងអស់តែឥឡូវសារៈសិនណាលេងតែ game នេះមួយ
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So you're saying Mr. Callis ended up with the gun because he seized it from one of the other guys? But hold on. If that's what had happened, then why didn't he share the truth with any of us?
ការសហdual will vision ហ្នឹងហើយហ្នឹង vision ដូចជា vision មិត្តភ័ក្តិរបស់គាត់មិនអត់មិត្តភ័ក្តិឬហ្នឹងហើយមិត្តភ័ក្តិបាន vision 2នេះហ្នឹងគាត់យក vision បង vision មួយទៀតបានណាទប់ជាប់នៅសាហាវ2 vision
He didn't even want to face the Oratrice machine and chose instead to prove his honor in a duel.
មីសិនហ្នឹងម្នាក់ហ្នឹងគឺ Raiden ស្លាប់នេះមិត្តភក្តិកាសាហ្នឹងឯងនេះ Raiden ស្លាប់ដោយសារចង់ទៅស្អីគេប្រឈប់អាស្គេ Vision Handicry នោះដោយសារនឹងចង់ទៅប្រឈប់ហ្នឹងឯង Raiden សម្លាប់បដ ாய் ដកយក Vision បដ ாய்
Did he lose all faith in the courts after seeing someone dissolve right in front of his eyes?
About that, Malus told me a thing or two. So, I think I can understand why he committed to the duel. I'll tell you everything once the whole truth has been revealed.
I understand. Then I'll leave Mr. Callus's honor in your hands, boss. And if I may just say one more thing, the whole Callus the Unfaithful epithet has been a thorn in my side since the day it was invented.
នេះគាត់ថាបែរនេះដូចជាអត់អីទេបែរនេះល្អនេះ
Many people have laughed at me for still calling him Mr. Callus, even after so many years have passed. But it was Mr. Callus's trust that allowed me to rise through the ranks of Spina di Rosula and live the life I lead today.
គាត់ត្រៀមបងបាយអូខេបាទ Hello ទៅមកពី drink ប៊ីមិញបាទផឹកស្រាទៀត
No matter what others might say, he'll always be the man I respect the most. And he'll always be my boss.
Don't worry. I will definitely find the truth. You and all our other comrades at the Spina deserve to know the truth as well.
តើយើងចាប់មួយទៀតហើយយើងបាន evidence មួយទៀតហើយតើយើង the last one ឆ្ងាយមែនអត់ហើយចូលនោះនេះតា
Hey, Thierry, it's me.
Oh, now, what brings you here, Miss Navia? I've heard that you made quite the name for yourself at the Opera House.
Oh, so you've got news of that already.
Oh, okay. Hey, I'm also a member of the Guards, you know. The way you make it sound, people would think I was sent off to Poisson because I had done something wrong.
Are you sure there isn't a little bit of truth in that? Under normal circumstances, shouldn't you have been called back to the city already?
I mean, where I work is really up to me. Let's just say I enjoy the ambiance of Poisson. Callus did a fantastic job running the town, building Spina di Rosula from the ground up and clearing many obstructions in my way. It would be next to impossible for me to find a similarly easy but high-paying job in the city.
នេះអាខតខ្វែនេះអត់តាន់តតងនឹងនេះនេះអត់តតងនឹងនេះផងតតងនឹងខានរៀតតតងនឹងនេះនេះបងប្រុសយើងណាអានេះក៏ខនខ្វែនៅសាមនៅទីក្រុង Fontaine ហ្នឹងគឺតតងនឹង Fontaine ក៏អត់មានតតងនឹងខានរៀអីទេហើយនឹងបងប្រុសយើងក៏អត់តាន់តតងដែរចឹងហើយជានេះគាត់ថាជាអាខនក្រោយនេះអាខននេះធ្វើយើងលេងស្គាល់ពីតំបន់ស្គាល់ពីគោលដៅនៅគោលម្ដងគោលដៅដូចជានៅក្នុង nation ហ្នឹងតំបន់ហ្នឹងថាតំបន់ហ្នឹងមានរឿងអីកើតឡើងចឹងនេះយើងស្គាល់ការច្បាស់ចឹង
Anyway, enough chit-chat. Are these two friends of yours? You here for some formal business?
Yes. These two are my partners. What happened at the Opera House made us realize that Linny's case and my father's may be related. We're trying to reinvestigate the details of my father's old case.
I miss Dan នឹង Dan Slave ហ្នឹងណែទៅអាខនខ្វែមាន Dan ល្អមើលនេះល្អលេងហ្មង
Ah, I get it. You think there might be more to the case now that we know people can be dissolved into water, right? I was also flabbergasted when I first heard of it. If you want to go through the original files from your father's case, I can help you look for them.
ទៅឲ្យតែមាន Dan ទៅនឹងខានរៀនេះខនខ្វែ
That'd be much appreciated. Thank you. Actually, I have another question. Do you have the authority to dispatch Gardamex?
Of course. Without them, I couldn't possibly handle Poisson on my own. Why do you ask? We definitely can't use them to forcefully get more evidence for your father's case.
Well, you see, just recently, we were attacked by a horde of unnumbered Gardamex in the city. So, if you hypothetically wanted to do something against me, all you would need to do is get rid of the mecha serial numbers and send them after me.
Oh. Tôi chọn đăng tại tôi nâng code của robot nâng serial number. Ta code robot mới miền serial number này miền code sầm call á. Đôi tôi sắp chừng.
Then you think too highly of my abilities. Dispatching mecha is very different from controlling them. If I had to make an analogy, when you order a dish, the chef will make it for you. You can ask the chef to cook, but not to massage your shoulders or carry your baggage. If you try to make unreasonable demands, the chef would just think you're out of your mind and ignore you completely. The same goes for me and my Gardamex. Removing a serial number is also not as easy as you might think. There are a lot of complex steps to it, and it's almost impossible to keep it a secret. So I can promise you, those mecha were definitely private units. They're certainly not cheap. So, whoever their owner is must be super rich, powerful, or both. Now that you mention it, though, being in the synth business would definitely be profitable enough to afford this.
No, nè cất nè mẹ Cherry ní cứ vậy tha nè nơi bị coi robot đã nơi thấy cho nó nè mà cha bọn nó cứ phải chỉ nè miên khăng bạn ai miên là phép tay nhà năng prá nè xa bọn nó thay nè vì được chỉ miên private gì cái private serial number nè tới cái nghi chặt bán nè tới cái tha nè miên làm nãy không nó Fontaine này cái ta nó bị coi rừng nó bị coi chìm cha robot nó bộ robot đại dương đại màu vay dương ngày môn makes sense.
Oh, then you're officially in the clear, Thierry.
Oh, thank you for the vote of confidence, Navia.
Nè ai kết tha này ở Novelet rồi nè. Novelet cứ kết tha Novelet ai đại nè Novelet xa Novelet đi. Cứ miền lại thôm nó nông Fontaine nó chỉ chip rồi cái chip justice vậy nè.
Jokes aside, I'd like to wish you all the best with your investigation. I'll be staying in the city for a little while, so just come find me if you need any support from the guards.
Tôi dừng bạn mới tiệt ai. Cá lên khoe nâu được khá sớm half đen chất ngọt mi không ran lại cái không ran làng lươn đôi trong đôi những cái đôi chui bàn chân ít vài xe chồng một đời spoil như vậy nè ở đây nó pra những đang buồn vào đây ở chồng maybe nè năng ai chẳng mà đây pra vậy nè mình vài xe này nhỉ
More speed.
chắc mà vài xe nó hơi tiệt cái bot năng song sát hôm nay tiệt sao chặt song sát hôm nay tôi đá nè mấy nọ.
Hello, how may I help you?
Cả năng half đến nè slap một ngóp một cả last đến tao bị chop anh nhở tao bị chop cái kia nữa thắp bông nữa cái năng slap đây ngóp đây.
I'm here to see Marcel. Could you please let him know? You can just say Navia's looking for him.
Sure, I will let him know right away.
Ngọp năng này để chừng ngọp này.
Navia, hello. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm not as young as I used to be, so my legs are giving out a bit.
half dan ហ្នឹងដូចជាកូនចៅរបស់ half dan slave ធ្វើការជាមួយគ្នាកាលហ្នឹងនៅក្រុមមួយគ្នាតែ dan slave ដូចជានៅមានឋានៈលើជាងតែធ្វើការនៅក្រុមមួយគ្នានេះមាននៅកងនៅក្រុមមួយគ្នា
Oh, it's all right, Uncle Marcel.
ធ្វើការនៅខេនរៀនដូចជានេះនៅដូចសេនាប្រមុខឬមេតបនៅខេនរៀ Dan slave នឹង half dan នៅឋានៈក្រោម
I just wanted to talk to you briefly about what happened in the opera house. I'm sure you saw everything too, right?
Yes, I've never seen anything so strange.
Oh, you were at the opera house too?
That's right. I went there with Navia to see the magic show. Who knew it would turn into a whole murder mystery? I also witnessed your marvelous sleuthing work. Quite impressive. To beat the Hydro Archon at her own game on her own turf, I can already imagine everyone in Fontaine discussing your exploits over a few glasses of wine.
Oh, Paimon doesn't want to become the talk of drunkards.
Okay.
Apologies. It's just how Fontaine is as a nation. Everyone loves drama and theatrics.
Uncle Marcel, you've also noticed that other thing, right? The fact that...
Yes. I was reminded of your father's case right away. Is that what you're investigating now?
Exactly. I still don't have much solid proof, but I can sense that the other side has already begun to act.
Oh, and what makes you say that?
We were attacked on Araneus by some unnumbered Gardamex. And there was also an attempt to get me to drink water from the primordial sea. If not for the vigilance of my partner, I probably wouldn't even be here talking to you right now.
Oh, you're giving us too much credit. Wasn't it you who protected us?
Alas, it seems things are heating up again. The peace that Callus sought so dearly will soon become a thing of the past.
That quest was so sad because half Dan still sing country is okay ហ្នឹងហើយបាទហ្នឹងសួរ Dan តើថា country នៅអីណាគឺហ្នឹងទៅ Dan slave ហ្នឹង half Dan ហ្នឹងដូចចង់ការពារជារះនៅ Dan slave នៅ country ទៅការពារដល់ទៅហើមចុងក្រោយមកនេះការពារជាជនរបស់ខ្លួនហ្នឹងហើយទៅកាលហ្នឹង Dan slave Dan ឆ្លាតចេញនេះឆ្លាតចេញភាសានេះវារឿងវាខ្ទេចអស់ហើយហួសហើយតែកាលហ្នឹងម្នាក់ half Dan ស្លាប់ពេលអាហ្នឹងមិនកើតឡើងហើយទៅវាអត់តាន់បានបំផ្លាញអស់ទេតែវាក៏កើតឡើងទៅស្លាប់ក្នុងពេលហ្នឹងឯងស្លាប់ពេលខានរៀននឹងស្គី catalysm ហ្នឹងបំផ្លាញហ្នឹងទៅស្លាប់ដល់ហ្នឹងហើយសួរ Dan ថាបានជួយបានរួចផុតអបជាជនបានរួចផុតពីអាហ្នឹងអត់សួរអញ្ចឹងសួរ Dan ទៅ Dan ឆ្លើយ Dan អត់មាត់បដ
But rest assured, now,
សាវា
Poisson
ហួស
will
ពេល
always remain a safe haven for you. If you're scared, you can always return there. If anyone dares to lay their hands on you there, the Confrérie of Cabrières will use its funds to the last Mora to bring them to justice.
ខ្ញុំលេង skip រហូតខ្ញុំអត់សូវចេះអត់អីបើវាអត់សូវចេះយើង skip ក៏បានដែរខ្ញុំចង់លេងចង់ដឹងសាច់រឿងបើដែរខ្ញុំក៏មិនសូវចេះមិនដែរខ្ញុំចេះថានេះទៅយល់ខ្លះមកយល់បានខ្លះទីសូវដឹងសាច់រឿងវារៀងសប្បាយលេងដែរ
Thank you, Uncle Marcel. But I don't intend to go into hiding. I'm going to strike while the iron's hot. Do you have any new thoughts on my father's case?
About that. Sorry, my age is catching up with me, so it'll take me a while to recall my memory. The Confrérie was responsible for that banquet, so I was out and about the whole time making sure things were running smoothly. I didn't even have the time to drink with the guests.
នេះខ្ញុំដេកចាំ Genshin animation ហ្នឹង anime ច្រឡំ Genshin anime នេះនឹងការចេញនេះខ្ញុំអង្គុយដេកចាំមើលរឿង Genshin anime នេះដឹងឡមើលប៉ុណ្ណានេះ game ឡមើលប៉ុណ្ណា game សប្បាយលេងប៉ុណ្ណឹងហើយបើចេញ anime ទៅខ្ញុំមើលតានេះដឹងឡបងនេះហើយសំខាន់ធ្វើដោយក្រុម studio Blood Demon Slayer ទៀត Demon Slayer កប់ឲ្យនៅតែគេថា Genshin nè chấm nãy lôi chan chiêng Demon Slayer thế nè chấm nãy lôi blood á chấm cái tha lọ chiêng Demon Slayer này cái nó cái expect cái đầm băng tha nâng lọ mơ chiêng Demon Slayer tiệt nè cái cất mới đăng này nè Demon Slayer lọ phần đăng ấy ra ta cần sân thế nè xa cái tha lọ mơ ấy thôi lôi ở cha nè chấm nãy lôi blood á đăng hình lọ mơ màu này chấm mơ nàng muốn dân lên game sạp chứ những đăng khạc này chẳng cái ta mình lại mơ cha nè sang game là bay sạp ai chẳng này chẳng tranh máu nữa cái ta mình lại mơ cha nè xa cái trong đăng rừng mà tham tiền chẳng.
Then I heard the sound of a gunshot, and the rest was history.
Trên trailer ấy ta toàn tranh áp số này nó ca chính này cái chỉ tha trong năm vòng trong năm bị quan phải bay tới chứ ai đam năm bị quan phải buồn nè chỉ ai chơi như này con là nhau nằm băng tóc á ai chơi nào đam năm bị quan phải buồn nè cần sân anime á.
Oh, it's okay. No need to push yourself. We'll ask around some more. See if there are any valuable clues elsewhere.
Sounds good. Just let me know if you ever need Mora.
Hello, tranh One Piece này One Piece chia ní này mình đưa One Piece One Netflix à Netflix cái mình đưa nè đa tour nè đây tới nhà đại mơ One Piece anime này tai nhưng mà mơ One Piece đa tour đôi mình đưa này cái ni recreate á tai cái thằng nó ok ta nè nên sắp mơ ở One Piece mơ anime sắp mơ hay nên ăn mơ này nữa mơ One Piece bỏ Netflix nữa nên cái thang mới làm lâu một chuyện anime rồi bên Netflix bằng mình được đa tour nè tay nhà đây mơ anime hơn này nhưng mơ Netflix những cái thang ok nè là yên con bao hay ta.
All my wealth comes from Callus's patronage and support. I'll spend however much it takes to clear his name.
Họ mơ tê nên mấy bữa One Piece bên Netflix man những cái thang bởi nhưng anh mơ One Piece anime nhưng hai chị nhưng ai ní nhưng ai compare bán tại ở đây mơ anime tại cái tha anime đã tua riêng tình ông chiên này xử lý ấy ai cái tình ông chiên riêng việc sao con đôi bây giờ đã tua chỉ một nữ nên cái thành chẳng nếu mà mới đôi con mấy nó nhiều toàn ban mơ nữa toàn mơ anime hơn nữa ta riêng này riêng việc lấy nó việc riêng ở sau xóm này tụi ông đa tua đôi ní bạn anime tới việc tận một tận mỗi việc lên tới việc riêng si xóm đừng xây rướng này tận một mình cày cao bo anime tay là tan mơ anime là tay cái thà bo này flash riêng con mới đó riêng con tích này con này ta ai mơ ba này nhưng mà thaไปmơ anime emก็ทำมีเราทาเมื่อต้องอัดโกงตัวเนี่ย anime โดย Demon Slayer อย่างเมื่อต้องโดยล้อเมื่อจังครบหลายมั้งเนี่ยโดยครบชดชามั้งไปประโยชน์ไปใหญ่ไปฟันนี่ไอ้เมื่อต้องวิอัดโกงเนี่ยเมื่อต้องยังเมื่อต้องยังโจทย์ใส่เรื่องนึงต้องเมื่อต้องโยนเมื่อต้องวิอัดเซลโกงvàเมื่อต้องวิอัดตัวนี้chứไม่รอจังอย่างเมื่อ anime ไม่รอจังตัวยังthì tao này mà mong cái lá cái thanh những bắt lá này chấm lai chấm dương lên những to ngày cao tiết rồi nè lần mong lá sang này nhầm lai riêng lên này chẳng lần mong đọc chung mong đọc what the heck nhưng mà mong đọc ta mình nè cho này mong đọc ấy nè ta nè One Piece live action is not bad at all but enemy is the best năng này cái thanh enemy rất là lo chiêu nè là sân co mới tao hiện cái tha mình mơ ban mình tha mình cọ mà tay mình ăn tay mình ra như mơ ban sao lập mơ rương Netflix ra tay Netflix ra là mơ rương truyện chờ sinh truyện chính cái tha này chính lò bọn Netflix á hay năng để Witcher như mơ đây Witcher có ok One Piece mơ ăn áp số thì mơ ăn hai chip buồn prap số đấy toàn chọc hay nào phải hai chip mà số tiền này nhưng mới cho ban phải chỉ pram số rồi nè chứ nó phải mà số tiết nhưng mơ vào đào tiết rồi nè ta mấy này lo mơ ta nhưng mơ rằng ngày nè mơ ngày số này phải bay recommend cái recommend zoom mà rồi anime cái nắng chỉ nó chơi mấy mà nó chơi anime មែនហើយទៅ anime វាខ្ញុំចាំមើលខ្ញុំមានពេលខ្ញុំមើលនេះ anime អានេះខ្ញុំចិត្តមើលតាទៅតាំងពីមើលរឿង Demon Slayer មកយើងចិត្តមើល anime តោះនេះគាត់ថាខ្ញុំបិទ live ប៉ុណ្ណឹងតោះនេះអរគុណច្រើនចំពោះការ share និងការ comment លេងនេះហើយជួបគ្នានៅ live ក្រោយទៀតនេះ
learn some Favonia's blade work?
បាយបាយគ្នា good night សុបិនល្អគ្នា